Welcome back, everybody.
Welcome back. So how was Thanksgiving dinner, Good? Was it delicious?
Yeah, everything we talked about last episode, I made it, and it worked. Turned out great.
And it turns out that turkey is better than ham. That's what everybody
So, when do y'all put up your Christmas tree?
So, I've never been a fan of having a Christmas tree, remember?
Really?
Didn't we talk about this last
You're
year?
the biggest bah humbug motherfucker. I was probably too hung up on the fact you're denying your son the joy of Santa Claus. Never get past that to anything else of substance.
So last year we ended up getting a very small one because Julia was determined to get one. So it was fine. It was like probably 2.5, 3 foot, something like that, and it sat on our like on the table. And we decorated it so that we could have something for, for the son to know that there was, Christmas celebration or whatnot.
Did Santa get to come?
I don't think so.
God damn it. Is he going to come this year? He's old enough now.
He's definitely old enough now. So this year is more of a concern to me because he's old enough now to get an understanding. And I don't know how it's going to go. Well,
listen, can I get a vote?
No. No, you cannot.
Well, listen, if there's a tie between you and Julia, I'll be the tiebreaker. I'm unbiased.
What video was it? We did a video where we were talking about magic. And I made a comment about how I wouldn't want my son to believe magic is real because I want him to be able to understand that, I'm trying to remember exactly how I put it. Basically that it was an illusion and it's still a mystery and it's entertaining to not know how it happened, but not to actually think magic took place because in my opinion, if you actually think something's magical and that's how you grow up and you think that magical things can happen, then you might run into problems in the future, like is my opinion. God, I had somebody in the comments going insane on me about making that comment. And that's kind of the way I feel about that.
I don't think so. I mean, you grow out of that. Like, you reach an age and you grow out of that. You know that magic's not real, but you can have that illusion as a child.
So I grew up, of course, believing in Santa Claus like most children did, and I'm pretty sure
And you're fine.
Okay. Right, so I get that point of it, but I don't
What's the downside? Like, I don't understand.
The downside is he's going to think that I lied to him and get very, very upset.
He's going to understand why, though. If you don't think your child at an age where he can be reasonable can understand the reason why you did this, then I think you're underestimating.
When I found out the truth, I did not understand why my parents did that. It didn't make any sense to me. Didn't make any sense to me until I was older. I wasn't mad at them for it. However, I will not sit here and say that, oh, I understood like why they did it. I just was like, oh, they did what everybody else does, I guess. Like, it was kind of the thought process, and that was really it.
I don't know, man. There's so much around the Christmas holiday. Like, movies, everything includes Santa Claus, and like that's all a part of a childhood. Like, I feel like it's not just
maybe it's not just like Christmas movies that don't. I don't know what to tell you.
I don't agree. I mean, it's part of the tradition of Christmas.
So let me ask you this: when is the appropriate age you think that the truth should come out?
Whenever they ask, in a way that they're really questioning it, then yeah.
I mean, again, one of the other things that we discussed last year when discussing this topic, and maybe now that, your child is older, I don't know if she's into, like, what things she is not allowed to do. The internet is so much more prevalent and so much more accessible to younger people. Like, you can find the real answer. Like, we couldn't as a kid.
Right.
You didn't have the resource to just go, oh, I can go here in this vast thing of knowledge. Like, the encyclopedia doesn't tell me the fakeness of this, tradition or whatever. But you're going to find the real answer on the internet in seconds. So,
sure.
When do you worry that that's going to be the way that she finds out?
I mean, if she finds out that way, that's fine. That means she was ready to ask that question.
Well, yeah, she asked it to Google.
Yeah.
Didn't you know?
I think if you Google that, I don't think you get the answer that you think you would get, honestly.
Okay, maybe Bing. I don't know. But you know why she asked it to Bing? Because she thought Daddy was a fucking liar because she didn't trust him anymore for filling her head with all this crap all these years.
Don't fucking accuse my child of using Bing. This is a offense to Jeff.
I'd rather her not believe in Santa than use Bing. It was funny today. I was at a work meeting and somebody was talking about being able to do something in your favorite browser because it's just like a web-based application. And he started it with, he was like, you know, Edge, Firefox, Chrome, what have you. And I was like, who the fuck is going to use Edge as their first choice?
What, Edge? When you said Edge, I didn't even know what you were talking about at first. It took me to remember that's what it's even called.
Yeah. Edge, come on.
Okay, well, fuck. I want to know if you did your Christmas tree on Thanksgiving Day, but I forgot you hate fun.
So absolutely not. But the thing is that, and I'm okay with a fake one as well. And it's so like, it's because of the ridiculousness of the mess that it's always left me with. When I lived in an apartment with a couple girls, I probably told the same story last year. Shortly before I met Julia, it was like me and these two girls living in a 3-bedroom apartment. And, you know, Amazon's new headquarters, it was in Crystal City, Virginia.
Oh, yeah, I forgot you got Amazon.
Yeah,
I was going to talk to you about that today, but too busy talking other stuff.
And one of the girls was very, 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 she goes all out for Christmas and wanted to do all this decorating and all this stuff. And I said, sure, sounds good. I haven't had a house with a tree in like multiple years because I've been living, you know, my parents didn't put trees up anymore because the kids didn't live at the house regularly, and then I was in college and getting my degree, and I wasn't going to do it myself. So we went out, got a real tree and all this stuff, and day after Christmas, she all of a sudden stopped caring about anything anymore. Like, not caring about anything, but like the holiday was over, so that part of her was done. So like 2 weeks later, I was like, so are you going to get rid of this tree? And she's like, oh yeah, I'll take care of it, like whenever. A month later, I had to deal with it because she wasn't gonna get rid of it. Like, it wasn't her like responsibility.
I mean, that's a fire hazard if it sits there that long.
Oh yeah, jeez. It was. And the problem is, in DC, I didn't even know how to get rid of it. We lived in an apartment, 11th floor.
Is it not like a curbside sort of thing?
So I ended up taking it down and just setting it next to the trash dumpster that you dump your trash in, because there was no signs that said how you were supposed to get rid of them. And a lot of the places were like Christmas tree, like takeout day was this day. And in our apartment complex might have even said that. And she said that she was going to take it out on that day and never did. So we were kind of stuck. I don't remember all the circumstances. Right. But of course, when you're taking a tree out that late as well, all it did was, it was just like bristly, dry needles.
Yeah, a million needles fall the moment you touch it.
And I was covered in these needles. Our whole carpet was covered in these needles. Like, and it just, everything was bad. And I was like, come on.
Yeah, I used a fake tree. It doesn't need to be real. I've had real trees. I've experienced the pain that you're talking about. I mean, I've had one almost catch on fire. I got bugs one time because of them. Like, there was like a nest of bugs in the tree. So like, I've had bad experiences with live trees. When my mom started dating this guy in Texas, he was trying to like impress her, and he bought this like $600 stupid fucking white tree this one year. It was massive. It was such a waste of money.
Yeah, when we moved into this house, it's kind of funny. In one of the closets was one of those little like Charlie Brown Christmas trees. And I just when the wife was out of town, I was getting something out of the closet. I got like a new air filter that was up there for like the heating system, because I knew we had the spare one up there, and it was sitting underneath the tree. So I pulled both of them down from the top of the closet, and I never put the little tree back. I just set it to the front of the door and forgot that it was sitting there because it's such a small little thing. She just asked me today. She's like, so, she's like, so you bought this tree? And I was like, what tree? And she's like, the Charlie Brown tree? Like, you went out and bought one of these for like Christmas? And I was like, no, this is the same one that we had that was here last year. That was still here when we bought the house. You know, I didn't go purchase. I'm not gonna go crazy and go buy a Charlie Brown Christmas tree to set up because I hate, Christmas trees. I would rather have nothing at all. Or the little tree we had last year I could deal with, but I don't need a big freaking tree.
You make me sad.
So this year, I don't know. This year might be different though, because last year also we weren't going to be home for the holidays. So that's another big part of it, is I knew that we weren't going to be here. We were going to be in, I think were we in Michigan for Christmas last year? We were either in Michigan or Ohio. I can't remember. We went to Michigan either right before or right after Christmas, and we were in Ohio for the other part of it. So we weren't around.
Right.
So less important, and the baby was, less than 1 year old at the time.
Right.
Now we're actually going to be home because, the next one coming is due relatively shortly after Christmas. So
have you announced that? Is this the first time people are hearing this?
It might be. I don't know.
You've never said it in any of our videos. I know you told me months ago, but I don't think anyone knows that you're having another kid until right now.
It wasn't something I was hiding. I guess I just didn't talk about it. I don't know. It's really funny. I said something at work the other day too about how, something coming up in January because the wife's due, like on whatever day. I know what day she's due. I was just not saying it in the video. What day she was due. And my boss goes, "You having another baby?" And I realized I didn't tell my boss. Like, my boss didn't know that at some point coming up soon, I'm going to be taking time off because I have another baby on the way. Well, I've told so many random people about it that I guess I just didn't sit down and plan it out with the other people that need to know.
Well, the internet doesn't really need to know, but I just didn't know. It's one of the things you kind of eventually tell people, but I knew you hadn't really said anything yet. So
I'm pretty sure maybe I didn't talk about it.
I don't remember you talking about any of the videos.
I know we've been doing a lot of We've been doing a lot of streaming of this stuff lately. So I don't know if did I ever just talk about it and.
No, whenever you first told me, it's been a long time ago since you told me. Now it's before we had started streaming it.
It's been like 13 months since you told me.
Yeah, 2 years ago.
2 years ago when you told me about this pregnancy. I'm surprised you're just telling the YouTubes. No, yeah, but it's coming up soon after January. I will have, or in January, I will have another.
Oh, maybe we'll have my birthday. And then I get to say on whether or not he gets to have Santa, right?
Yeah, if it's born on your birthday, that definitely makes it so you get to say it. It's how I raise it. It just comes with the territory.
Okay, good. Glad we can agree. I just had a brilliant idea about your Christmas tree and stuff, though. I think you should put a Christmas tree on the front porch and ask for your
all my
your mail
to
people to put all your deliveries should go under the tree, and that way you're just giving gifts to all the people that steal your shit.
That would be kind of funny, in a deranged way, but yes, kind of funny at the same time. I should put a Christmas tree on top of the box that I built, so that if they do steal stuff from the box, then it just is like a present. Well, then I probably have no recourse anymore. Cops will come over, watch the video, and be like, "It looks to me like you're giving all these people presents. I'm not sure I can file a police report on this." By the way, on the way out, I'm going to take the last package that's sitting out there because it looks like a present to me.
That's funny.
So back to what you started this for, unless you just started this to see if there's my TNT finally showed back up. Unless you literally just started this because you wanted people to remember what an asshole I am.
No, I actually forgot until I started talking, and I was like, all right, I freaking forgot.
This fucking guy and his thought process.
No.
Joy.
But I put my Christmas tree. We've always done it on Thanksgiving Day. That was always the thing I did when I was a kid, and we kept it as well. So we have Thanksgiving food.
How long of an ordeal does it become then?
What do you mean?
Like if you got your Thanksgiving dinner that's being planned, you're not even eating early because you're eating at normal time.
When we eat it, we have to eat early because of the old people. So we've always ate at 12:31. Or so, and so then normally Christmas
12:31 on the nose,
yeah, somewhere
we see 12:30 on the clock, and we're like, everybody, 1 minute, this food comes out.
No, not 12:31, 12:30.
Kickoff happened in the Lions game. 1 minute to go. We will start eating.
12:31.
12:31. God damn it! I'm afraid to go down here now and do anything. We need to go sleep or something because these.
Okay, let's go
so many
sleep.
guys again.
My chat is all saying you should name your next child Jason, so it could be Jason.
You know what's funny? Because we do have a J thing going on. So
yeah, no, that's what started this conversation.
It's got to be a J, and that is a name that's probably it's really funny. Fuck, it's like it's a baby due in January. It's mid-November right now. We haven't talked about names.
We didn't decide my daughter's name until like the month before she was born. We had talked about it, but we didn't actually decide on anything until right before she was born.
Yeah, we had much more in-depth talks about the first one.
I think that's how it goes, though. Like, you won't be so worried at night. Like, all this shit would be so much different with the second child.
Yeah, we don't even know
I guess Jack is still sleeping in y'all's bed, though, right?
He gets there at some point. He's got his own little bed. It's not even the crib anymore. It hasn't been the crib, but he goes to sleep in his. Well, sometimes he gets good at going to sleep now that he's been out of town with mom for a week. That's why I was late tonight to recording, if people didn't know, because he would not go down because he didn't want to. I don't get into bed with him, and I try to get him trained to be able to go to sleep on his own. I'll sit next to him like on the floor because it's a carpet. It's really close to the ground, so he can start getting used to it all. But he's been sleeping in bed for the past at least week because of the circumstances. Like, he absolutely has to. Let alone, oh god, I'm gonna die. No, I'm not. Okay. Well, I tried. I jumped off the.
You wouldn't die.
I jumped off the top edge, and my elytra didn't go out, and then I rubber banded, and
It did, yeah. That happened to me too. Like, so I was like, oh shit, this is gonna hurt.
Yeah, I was like, oh, I'm done. It's over. And then, so I don't even know like if we're going to stick with the whole J theme again this time or not. Like, I think we talk about it, but I don't know if we're 100% like serious that it has to be this time. Whereas the first time it was like, this is like a requirement. We got to stick with this J theme.
Huh. Interesting.
But, well, it's because it's for more reasons than just the fact that it's, we're both JS's and she didn't take my name.
That's right.
So that's why it was. We wanted to make sure that it would we wanted to carry on some type of tradition of well, let's make sure the baby's a JS, even though she doesn't have my last name and we're still JS's. So let's roll like that. It's kind of.
Did you say there was like a little bit of fight about the kid whose last name?
There was, and there potentially will be again. And I'm.
I mean, I think it's fair to have half and half.
Fuck you, man. You have no say in life anymore.
I mean, so she didn't take your. I mean, I don't know. I've had to explain this to my daughter, the more I've had to explain it to my daughter, the more archaic it seems, honestly, to me, that women are required or expected to take the last name of their husbands. I
definitely feel that that's archaic, and I have the last name of my wife. I don't give two shits like if she took my name or not. Like, that's not the piece that bothers me, but my name goes with the child. And when you say half and half, if it's literally there's absolutely, it would be 10 times worse in my opinion to have two kids with two different last names. I can
definitely see how it would be confusing to
to
the kids
everybody.
Teachers, all those sorts of things. But then again, whenever my daughter gets upset that she's going to be the last person with my last name because I'm the last and there's no boy, she's like, well, I want to have a kid and I want them to have this last name. And so, I don't know. I've heard. I mean, again, I'm having the conversation with a 7-year-old, but I've heard both sides of the argument.
Oh, so I will tell you, I would have been upset about it, but I would have understood it more to have the first one having hers, which would then mean all of them would, in my opinion, because I would never do them. Because at first she said, how about, because we didn't know how many kids we were having, what kids we were having at the time, and she said, what if they're all the girls will name her last name and all the boys will name my last name, not knowing if we were having girls or boys, or whatever at the time. And I was like, fuck no, you can't do you can't just name them different things. That's just going to be so confusing.
I see your point in that. I can see her point in the whole doing it with the girls because their last name will likely change later in life as well. So it matters less because their last name will probably be different at some point. But I know I see your point.
But she does come from a family of 3 girls and no boys, so I understand the concern where, you know, basically it's you know, your lineage just finished. Like, I don't know what to tell you.
Yeah. I mean, mine's definitely done because I'm not gonna have any more kids. So that's it for my people. Sorry, my people.
Are you definitely not because you can't?
Oh no, I mean I could.
So there's always a chance then. You never
No,
know.
I don't think there is though. I really don't think there is. I mean, at my age, like unless I like,
dude, you're a guy. If you were a chick saying this, they have a little bit more medical backing.
But I mean, I'd have to be robbing the cradle or something.
Well, okay, so you'd have to find a female that was younger as well and therefore more potentially fertile. Okay, I understand that then. I was like, because you can physically get somebody pregnant.
Oh yeah,
no,
like
I mean, I can
90
totally
years old,
whereas women can't necessarily physically have children past a certain age. Like, and it's different for every woman, obviously. So don't start getting mad at me. This is just from a medical perspective. You know, it's you become less fertile. They go through, you know, menopause, and men don't have a menopause. Like, we always still produce that sperm that can do the insemination.
Yeah, I mean, they really say women should probably consider not having children at like 35.
Yeah,
I mean,
well,
I know that
I know
that it happens. But
all of our pregnancies had been started out as high risk pregnancies because of age, straight up based on maternal age. We've just been lucky enough that there was no problems. Like the first time we got kicked out of the higher, we say kicked out. They didn't really kick us out. They did all the tests for the first like 12 or 14 weeks. We had to go through all this different testing and everything coming up normal. They basically kicked you out of the high risk clinic back to the normal clinics because your risk for complications based on advanced maternal age were slim to none at that point. And this time it was even easier. We only had to do like 1 or 2 tests in the very beginning of the high risk tests, and some of the tests that we had done last time, they've now since taken away and basically said, based on the first test, the incidents that we found of people still having complications when they go to these extra tests that you guys did last time were so slim, it's not even worth it to do those tests for the most part before kicking you out. So they basically are, modifying their plan. So after like week 6 or 8 this time, they were like, oh yeah, everything came back fine. Go back to your normal,
go make some more babies.
Go back to your normal clinic, which is nice because the local office is not the high risk one, so we had to drive for some of those high risk tests like 30 or so miles outside of the city, whereas we walked to the one that we have now.
That's nice.
So
I thought you were up here blowing stuff up. I can't watch the TNT explode.
Oh, I just put a whole line of TNT like spaced 2 apart in the mountain to see if it made a nice big gaping hole, and it didn't do that great.
You should put it 2 down.
I dug a tunnel.
Oh.
I guess it wasn't underground. I can show you where the tunnel was at. It did the tunnel okay. It just still will need a lot more to go, and that was about 12 TNT or so.
Yeah, I don't feel like TNT is the way to do this. I think everyone wants TNT to be the way to do this, but I don't think it is.
I wanted it to be the way to do it too, because I'm sick of digging, especially with this lag. The lag makes it so hard to dig. Yeah. And the picks are all the good efficiency picks need to be redone at this point, or recharged at this point. So look, I made this ravine out of this TNT.
Where are you at?
Where is I'm up at the top now. Where you came up? Here we go. Where are you?
I had come to the top and I just went back down looking for you. Come back up.
Hello?
I'm coming. You hear me?
I can hear you. I was looking for you. Oh, there you are. Right over there. Yeah, so I'll show you what it did. It wasn't anything too crazy. So it was right here. We're good. And across here. So I just dug a strip all the way down to the end. And then...
The thing is, like, now we're getting to the part where we're going to actually have blocks that we care about, too, like gold and diamonds. Mainly diamonds. So it feels like it's a bad idea to blow it up, too.
That far down already?
Well, I mean, we're going to be there soon. Where are we at?
35.
Yeah, so we're only, like, 19 blocks away.
Yeah, so I guess this didn't do terrible. It just didn't do as much as I was hoping. I was hoping it'd be like... I don't know, I thought when you put, like, multiple TNT blocks real close to each other, the explosions got, like, bigger.
No,
But...
no, you're better off spacing them. Yeah, no. TNT doesn't set them out.
It's sad. Because I thought I remembered seeing something, this is maybe old Minecraft mechanics, where somebody built, like, a big blob out of TNT and set it off, and it even blew up bedrock. Telling me something I watched on YouTube was a lie.
The internet lies sometimes, Jeff.
So the whole Santa's fake things are lies.
Yes, they are, and you should let your child. You know, if you believed he could have it, and you would get presents too. I bet. You just got to believe, Jeff.
You think so? I think they'd be like my return packages.
Yeah, your packages would come back. This is you know what? This is you're on the naughty list, and the person that's really taking your packages is Santa Claus, and he's delivering them. He's basically Robin Hood.
Well, maybe he was just doing it because he couldn't figure out what I wanted, and he knew if I ordered it, I wanted it. So therefore,
yeah, you're gonna get it back
at Christmas and know that it was something that I wanted.
Yep, there you have it.
Sounds like something a stalker, like ex-girlfriend or ex-boyfriend would, like, you know, do. Don't worry, I stole all your packages so I could give them to you because I know it's something you want. See how thoughtful I am? I got you something you wanted. I pay attention. I listen.
Oh, God. Well, with that thought, we're out of time.
All right, everybody. We'll see you. Hell, close to Christmas. I don't know. Are we at Christmas yet? When are we at?
I don't know. I don't think
we're
so.
Past Thanksgiving at this point. I just died, I think.
Are we?
I literally fell off of a thing. I might need some help just because I don't know what's down there. Did you see where I was at by chance?
I had no idea. I'm down here in the farm again.
I was looking at you. So when you saw me die, I like was coming by you and I fell down the ravine. I wasn't paying attention, I guess, like in front of you. Either way, I'll get this stuff off camera.
All right.
Bye. Bye.